Hello and welcome back. This next video will be focusing on Koh Lanta, which is an island off of the western coast of Thailand. We spent a couple days there and then we kind of headed back up towards Bangkok afterwards. But enjoy the video, it's a good one. Beautiful beach, beautiful time. So the very first thing we did once we got to Koh Lanta was Arion had to go check into his scuba diving to get prepared for the next day. And then we got to a restaurant. We had a beer. There's only 3 beers you can get in Thailand, Leo Chang and Singa. And they all taste like slightly better kind of Bud Lights, to be honest. Nothing amazing, but those are your 3 options. There's literally pretty much nothing else. Then after a long struggle, we eventually found transportation to our hotel. Took a very long time because we tried some rideshare apps and tried to find a tuk-tuk. It took a while. Anyways, we eventually got there, and this is what our hotel looked like. We got there just in time for sunset. Basically a bunch of cottages arranged around this like common grassy area, and we had this beautiful beach in front of us. We have made it to our resort just at sunset. The beach here is beautiful. There's a boat out there fishing, which looks very aesthetic. Very pretty. Our room is fairly bare bones, but you know, it's a private room, so it's nice. No air conditioning though, which kind of sucks, but we'll figure it out. But it's cheap at least. Hello everybody, I am at Koh Lanta National Park right now at the very bottom tip of the island. Welcome to Gavin's Adventures for the next couple of days because Arion is doing his scuba diving certification. So I rented a bike and drove my way down to the bottom of the island. And here I am now. I'm about to do about a 2-kilometer hike or something. It'll take an hour. We'll see about that. But yeah, I mean, it is gorgeous here and hot. Hot but gorgeous. So now look here at the size of this big boy. Damn, it's a big leaf. Look at it, it's huge. Oh my god, pretty cool though, right? It's a beautiful hike. This dense foliage, and they got little infographics all along explaining different trees and such, so you know I'm loving it. So during the rest of the hike, I proceeded to see a bunch of different animals, this kind of lizard thingy, and at the very end of the hike, you kind of come straight out into the water. This beautiful kind of walk down, super great, super fun hike. Also saw a monkey as well, which is pretty cool. Here's the monkey kind of walking around on the main path, just chilling out. Kept my distance because, you know, I don't want to get bit. Last thing I want. Afterwards, I hiked up this little tiny peninsula to this lighthouse and got a good view of the ocean. I finished the hike under an hour. It was actually 2 miles, not 2 kilometers. Super fun hike. Going up, I start to sweat, and then it's so hot and humid, I just don't stop. I just keeps coming. You know, I guess I need to go swimming. So after that hike, I drove up island a little bit to go to another hike to a waterfall. I think I'm about to turn into Batman. Bam. Heading over to the Bat Cave. Maybe I'll get bit by a radioactive bite, a radioactive bat. I found the bats. Look at all those little guys. They're so tiny. Pretty cool. These are really crazy. Trees up top. Sent roots all the way down. which limestone-filled water form little stalactites around. You can it's pretty cool. So of course I ended up swimming around in the waterfall. And if you're my family and you're wondering, well, Gavin, what you're worried about leeches? I did think about it, but I was simply so sweaty and I was just so desperate to get in the water. I simply did not care. Also, the next video you hear a loud screeching noise, and I think it's cicadas. Like I stumbled upon it in the woods, and I was like, what is this noise? And after doing some research afterwards, it was just really loud cicadas. Hello. The waterfall hike was great. And I want to show you this. Behind me are a bunch of trees, and you can see little pods hanging off of the trees. These are rubber trees. Thailand is the world's largest producer of natural rubber. So these trees are all over here. Big plantations, and they cut them just like that. The sap runs down into that little pot, and then you can make rubber. So they also have a lot of palm plantations as well, where they have like palm oil, where they produce that. But pretty cool stuff. And it's I'll see if I can get a video or a picture later, but it's like a very like a milky white sap which comes out, which is pretty cool. And they're also gorgeous. Yeah, I actually already found some. Look at that. Ooh, it's kind of overflowing. There's actually some more over here. Here, I'll flip it around. So I ended up that day by picking up Arion, and we drove on our scooter to go get food. I was driving on the scooter all day, super fun. So I decided to let Arion take a ride at it. And then the very next day, I woke up and I went to this beach and I went swimming there for a while, which was super nice. I stopped at this place and got some tom yum soup, which was delicious, and some Thai tea. And then I pretty much just drove around for an hour or two, just exploring the island and seeing what I could find. So I found this beach, which had these beautiful kind of mangrove trees off in the distance, and I could see some islands. And also right next to this beach was actually a cemetery of sorts, which was interesting to see. They seemed to be buried in sand, which was nothing I'd never seen before. Afterwards, I drove over to Old Town, which is kind of like the old town on the island, also definitely the more touristy area. So I walked around there and explored it some. Just walked down to the pier and saw the sights of sorts before I drove up island to go pick up Arion because he had finished scuba diving for the day. But I got there actually a little early, so I decided to go on a little walk on the beach, and I found the sandbar, and I walked out all the way to the end of the sandbar, and I got a great video of me standing seemingly right in the middle of the water with nothing else around me, which was pretty cool. So the next day I ended up booking a 4-island snorkeling tour while Arion was scuba diving, and it basically was on this longboat, and they took us to 4 islands around Koh Lanta, just do some snorkeling. What you see right here is kind of like a hidden cove of sort called Emerald Cave, and you swim through this underground cave to find this like enclosed beach surrounded by cliffs on all sides, which was super cool. Would have been really cool if it wasn't super touristy, but I am a tourist and I was there, so I'm happy I was able to see it. But still such a really cool experience. The tides were still affecting it, which was pretty awesome. And then afterwards, we continued on and went snorkeling at some of these different really, really pretty islands kind of like jutting out from the water. I ended up getting a pretty bad sunburn, sadly. I did apply sunblock. It just didn't really do anything, which is kind of annoying. So for the next 2 days afterwards, I was pretty much immobile because I had like a really, really bad burn on my back. But worth it in the end because it was really fun. Saw some cool fish, ate some good food, met some cool people on the boat as well. I am now on an island not far from Koh Lanta. Orion is still scuba diving today, and I booked a 4-island tour. It's been very fun. There's some lovely people on it, and we just had lunch, very tasty. And now we're just chilling on this island for the next hour or so. It looks, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a big storm coming. It's not supposed to rain today, but you know, that's not how it typically works.
Oh, he's go. Dude, you can't go in there. I need this. He really likes it. He's like, it's my den. Come on, buddy. Dude, bruh, get out of the shoe.
I think he thinks we're gonna eat him.
I'm not gonna eat you, but you gotta get up. Whoa, this guy really doesn't want to leave.
So after getting the frog out of my shoe, which what felt like forever, we ended up going to the other side of the island to surprisingly get Mexican. We are at a Mexican restaurant right now. The one and only Mexican restaurant on Koh Lanta.
Unfortunately, they don't have a burgerino.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But so we've now decided we gotta get Mexican food in every country we go to. So this is country number 2. So after relaxing for the rest of the day, because Orion actually was not feeling very well, the next morning we left bright and early to head up to Khao. On the way, we stopped in Krabi, and we saw this really cool temple that I ended up going to. Orion had put some water droplets in his ear because his ear was feeling a little stuffy, so I was exploring the temple some, which was super cool. And it was crazy because there's a random one that we just stumbled upon, which was like a unique sight to see. Anyway, so we continued on up to Khao, and Orion actually deviated from me here a little bit because he wanted to go to a clinic because he was not feeling very well. And then that evening we arrived in Khao. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. The next video, of course, will be up to Bangkok again, where we ran into a little bit of trouble. Orion got a little sick, but you know what? That'll all come in the next video. A little teaser for you, I guess. Not a fun teaser, but a teaser. Orion's looking a little sad. But he's feeling better now. Oh no. Thanks for watching.